Henry's parents are psychopathic monsters. How else would you describe this?
We would like to recommend that you attend a course to learn how to be better parents straight away.
And I know what you're thinking, that you already know that these two parents are completely incapable of raising a child. But I've collected every moment in this series where the injustice that was done to Henry was so severe. You'll want to send these abusers to an institution. And if you don't, you belong in one yourself. Okay. Maybe that's a bit much, but come on, right? This kid is actually being punished for saying good morning.
Morning, Henry. Morning. Don't be horrid, Henry.
Shouldn't that already be a sign of total unfair treatment?
It's really unfair.
Well, this is just the beginning of every moment you felt bad for Horrid Henry. But let's start with the first one. These warm, empathetic and understanding parents thought it'd be a great idea to get rid of the fort that Henry's been working on all day, completely out of the blue.
Your father and I have decided that it's time to take your fort down.
Take my fort down?
These parents are literally destroying all of this poor lad's dreams, and they are ruining his safe space. Look, back in the day, as kids, we knew deep down our amazing forts and sandcastles wouldn't last till the end of time. Although mine were actually on another level. But no, seriously, as a kid, at least I had some kind of heads up before my creation had to be broken down. Our poor Henry, on the other hand, has to worry if his own parents won't annihilate his creations just because they feel like. And what is even more messed up is that this is just the tip of the iceberg. Starting to feel sorry yet? No, don't worry, I'll speak to you in a bit. In this clip, Henry is forced into an itchy uniform. His little blazer doesn't fit, but as we've come to expect, his beloved, compelling mother only says, "You're wearing it, and that's that." As we all would do, Henry got rid of the too tiny and itchy uniform, which doesn't go unnoticed by Miss Oddbod.
Henry, what are you wearing?
My uniform, miss.
Fortunately for Henry, Miss Oddbod is willing to help him and says she has a bigger blazer for him. Luckily, the kid has at least one adult in his life that sticks out an arm to him, something his parents can definitely learn from. However, the faith that Henry has in Miss Oddbod pretty instantly fades. No, there's actually no way. The blazer that Miss Oddbod gave him is way too big, and that doesn't go unnoticed by his classmates.
Henry's wearing his school uniform, or is it wearing him?
Come on! This kid can't catch a break! You'd hope he would feel somewhat safe at school, but it seems like they don't take him seriously there either. School days can get even worse for poor Henry. In this clip, everyone is taking turns on who can burp the loudest.
Pardon me for being so rude.
Social pressure would have forced me too if I were Henry. He laughs along with the lads, and the only one who gets the blame. Henry, obviously.
It was my food.
Henry!
Yes, Miss Oddbod?
Detention, Henry!
But Miss Oddbod!
This must be a joke. The only kid that didn't do anything has to take the blame for the actions of the ones that are actually guilty. And okay, fair enough. It can happen, right? We can all remember a moment back in the day when we were blamed even if you did nothing wrong. But for Henry, this isn't a one-time thing. I've recognised a pattern in this, and this one shows that perfectly. Everyone in the class is either sleeping or busy doing something that isn't the lesson itself. However, Miss Battleaxe chooses the easiest victim to blame. I'll give you a second, I'll let you guess who that can be. Obviously, it's Henry. Henry gets the blame for Miss Battleaxe's own shortcomings. As if it's his fault, she can't captivate the class. I can imagine it must be annoying if kids in your class are always distracted. Teaching is a hard enough job, and getting those kids interested is a skill. But nevertheless, Miss Battleaxe also has a responsibility to check on Henry sometimes, right? But Miss Battleaxe goes straight into blaming. How do you think Miss Battleaxe should have dealt with this situation? Why don't you let me know? Being the scapegoat at home is one thing, but being the scapegoat of the whole school, that does something to a young developing mind. And that something is becoming more and more clear. If you have doubts, trust me, the intentional scapegoating will be undeniable in a few of the clips coming up. I know it's hard to believe, but these moments I've shown are literally nothing compared to what I still have left for you guys. So, promise me that as soon as I succeed in making you feel truly sorry for Henry, you'll hit that subscribe button. Do we have a deal? Alright then, let's continue. This clip actually gave me goosebumps, and it's not because of seeing perfect Peter, because normally seeing his brother from hell is already reason enough to let my frustration levels go to the moon. But no, it's not that. It's the total injustice that you're about to see in this scene. So, quick context, Henry gets completely caught off guard by his little brother. I mean, Peter sprays Henry with a pressure washer so hard that he nearly lifts him up onto the roof of the house. Apart from the fact that Henry can't sit for like half a week, which is already sad enough for the poor guy, the real final blow still has to come. Because in Henry's life, complete unnecessary physical pain is not enough. This family thinks the job is fully done only when he's also emotionally finished. So, of course, while being soaking wet, he still gets the blame. Why in the world would Henry attack himself with a hose? But no. You thought this was it for this scene. Just another false acquisition for our Henry. Well, I couldn't believe it myself, but his dad adds even crazier levels of damage to his own son. Perfect Peter actually confesses it was him.
It's true. I sprayed him.
Finally, Peter did something morally right in his life, taking the blame for his own action. Well, I'm curious what apology Dad had in store for falsely blaming Henry.
Well, Henry, you should have got out of the way when Peter was watering the flowers.
No, please stop, Earth. I want to get off. Let me get off. This man did not just say that. It's starting to feel like this man's favourite hobby is blaming his son for things he didn't do. He just wants to believe Henry is horrid, even when the actual perpetrator is confessing. And okay. Let's pause for a moment. I have to do a bit of self-reflection. I'm completely aware of the fact that Henry is not the easiest kid to raise. He is full of energy and isn't afraid to pull pranks and does break things in the house. I get that. But I was so intrigued by Henry's actions and the reasoning behind his behaviour that I even read this research paper about scapegoating in families. Yes, I do that in my spare time, don't judge. I do have a life next to YouTube because I also use Reddit. Anyway. I was reading this paper and it literally describes Horrid Henry's family like it's a case study, like one-on-one, no exaggeration. Researchers found that when parents have unresolved tensions, that emotional tension often gets transferred straight to the kids. And not in a, here's my wisdom, son, kind of way. More in like a, here's all my stress and good luck with that kind of way. But here's where it gets crazy. In the paper, they explain that martial conflict can lead to parents being less patient and more reactive with their kids.
And it's all Henry's fault. What?
If we, and I mean we, don't find Fluffy, there'll be big trouble.
And I jammed it, so there. It's mine. Dad! Henry took my toast.
Oh, Henry, give Peter his toast.
Much yet.
Don't you guys feel where this is going on? Exactly. In almost every Horrid Henry episode, his parents are either frustrated, distracted, or already at their wits' end before Henry even shows up with his latest disaster plan. And here's the kicker. The research says that this can create a cycle. Stressed parents act out towards the kids respond with more bad behaviour, which makes the parents even more stressed. This is such an accurate reflection. It almost feels like they studied Henry's family in this paper. So now that we've seen with our own eyes that it isn't bad luck or innocent parental mistakes that makes Henry go through life being clinically depressed, we even have research-based evidence that these parents are portraying their own problems on their oldest son. Remember that deal we made? That you would subscribe if you started to feel sorry for Henry. If this isn't enough already, I really don't know what you've seen in your life. But it's your lucky day since I've saved the most jaw-dropping clips for last. Damn, it feels kind of strange saying it's your lucky day when I'm about to show you instances of child negligence. Anyway, let's go straight to what you guys came for. Perfect Peter deliberately runs into Henry with his bike. Again, that on its own, already quite a sad thing. But now it gets really dark. His family is actually laughing at Henry being on the floor in pain. And what if I told you they do it again? Can you believe it? There's another tape of him falling on the hard stone kitchen floor, and they start to laugh even harder. Come on, how was this even broadcast on CITV? Talking about broadcasting, in this clip, cute little Henry had the chance to shine in a TV commercial for a pizza shop, which can be exciting. So you would hope he would get some support from his mum and dad. But unfortunately, that isn't the case. Actually, the exact opposite happens. Mum, dad, and Perfect Peter are mocking Henry while seeing the footage. God, isn't your blood boiling from all the anger now? Mine is. But let's see if this awful family can push Henry's limits even further. This next one, I'm not even sure what medication Francesca Simon, the writer of this series, was on when she thought that this would be an appropriate scene. Henry literally saves Perfect Peter's life by sacrificing himself instead of his little brother. At such a young age, and after everything they made him go through, he still makes sure that his little brother's life is spared. Almost at the cost of his own. But in the hospital, Henry's waiting and waiting and waiting. You've got to be shitting me. This is just criminal. Your oldest son sacrifices his life for your youngest son, and after that heroic deed, you don't even visit him in the hospital. I wouldn't be surprised if Henry even has to pay for his own medical bill. Of course, we're in the UK and the use of the NHS is free. These parents, if you can even call them that, probably would have only insured Perfect Peter anyway.
Henry, the doctor said... Oh, where is he? And where's Peter?
Well, eventually they do decide to come visit Henry. But what a shame. Henry's already gone. Am I going too deep when I say that his parents would probably rather not have Henry in their life? Well, call me crazy all you guys want to. But after the clip that I'm about to show you, you might actually think that that isn't a false statement anymore.
I shall now attempt to make this clever little boy disappear.
Bravo! Bravo! Oh, lovely.
In this clip, at an innocent birthday party, this clown seeks a volunteer from the crowd. And yes, because Henry hasn't suffered enough, even this random clown picks him out of all people. The clown says he'll make him disappear. And it's the reaction of Henry's mum that makes this just painful to even watch. She's cheering and applauding, even at the idea of Henry disappearing. That's straight up mentally disturbed. Close your eyes and imagine you have to be in Henry's shoes for one day. No, seriously, how does this little man even find the courage every day to get out of bed if the people that should want to enjoy every moment with you rather don't see you at all? And if you made it all the way up to here, then I'll make sure it was worth your while, because this next clip must be the most disturbing, unsettling, and even frightening thing I've ever encountered watching all Horrid Henry episodes. After this final clip, you'll be writing a letter to the NSPCC yourself. Don't even bother. I've already sent 10. Our psychotic parents come to a realization here, which for normal families would be the worst possible nightmare to imagine.
Hey! Wait for me! They've left me behind!
That's right, they forgot Henry at home. It's fucking Home Alone. Yes, you're seeing this correctly, and also your ears are working fine. They actually forgot their son at home. If you're still doubting whether they'd rather be without their oldest son, come on, there's not much more evidence I can find to convince you. And so, you know what? I think by now you guys know my point of view of this whole situation. So how about I'll let you guys do a little prediction game? What will the reaction of his parents be as soon as they find out Henry's not in the car? Will they cry? Would they take the hard shoulder and turn home as quickly as possible? Would they call someone in their neighbourhood to check if he's okay? Let me know in the comments below what your guess is. I'm actually going to read them because I'm sure no one's even going to be close. I'll give you a few seconds. And meanwhile, here's Keir Starmer dancing around all of the issues we have in this country. Okay, I'm not really sure what that was either, but final bets please, here we go. I'm unable to describe the feeling this gave me, but they do the exact opposite of what you were thinking. Just when you thought you've heard everything, then let me show you how Henry's dad reacts to this.
Ugh, I can't believe we're in this traffic jam now. This is all your fault, Henry.
Henry, listen to your father.
What's the matter?
It's Henry. He's disappeared.
I think we might have left Henry behind.
This is all your fault, Henry. Nah, that's it. That's literally the most absurd thing I've ever heard. This man is blaming his son for traffic. Henry's not even in the car. I'm sure that Satan looks like a sweet and friendly figure compared to this man. For us, this ordeal is finally over. But for poor Henry, this is day-to-day life. Taking a look back at these moments, you must have realised by now how messed up this actually is. The pattern that we witnessed here today is the answer to what makes life so unfair for Henry. From the smaller signs of unfair treatment up until the moments of where Henry's literally being neglected. The scientific resource which stated that the personal problems of Henry's parents are directly projected at Henry explained and reinforced that. I think it's clear that the reason behind Henry's behaviour is to be found within his parents, and only his parents. No one else. They broke him early and then blamed him for being broken. If only there was a way for karma to bring these parents exactly what they deserve for neglecting Henry on a daily basis. For the next one, I might make a video about all the moments where these parents got their karma. Don't we want justice? I want justice. In that video, you'll see what happens where all their behaviour finally massively backfires. And making that video also sounds like a great excuse not to go to this weekend's family gathering. Goodbye.